What's the guys? Migration. They're gonna play Roblox.
That my that's red. Mr. Turtles. You ever look at someone and wonder, this big gold. I don't think they for an ATL house, one of self. That's that. Okay, so ass is just out. But generally, for talking, Dummy. Let's go. Let's go. Then I think both together.
Euphoria is not for kids at all.
I don't like that.
Yo,
Up to Look at what look at stop no stop what stop the it that one stop the robot. Wait, die, I die.
ah,
Wait, what the team one?
lovely.
You know,
A lot of people have been wanting a sequel to Pokemon X and Y for a while now, as they feel like there are many unanswered questions stemming from the
that's
Kalos
how
region. I too am one of those people, and really anytime I complete the main storyline, I feel like the game is just sort of empty with not much else to do, right? Wrong. As I've done in 6 other videos here on the channel, we'll be diving into the post-game of these Generation 6 titles and checking out the surprising amount of content it has to offer. By the way, I'll be using the same game file that I did in my Beating Every Trainer Using Their Pokemon video, so be sure to check that one out once you're done here. Anyways,
why
without
die
further
die
ado,
team
it's
one?
time to actually play through the post-game of Pokemon X and Y. Right after defeating Diantha and being entered into the Hall of Fame, you get taken to the festival in Lumio City, where you and your friends are celebrated for taking down Team Square. All of a sudden, AZ walks down the red carpet and challenges you to a battle. After knocking out his
Okay.
Torkoal, Bulwark, and Sigilith, his Floette descends from the sky, and it's the first time AC has seen it in 3,000 years. From there, the credits roll, and once you load up the game again, you're back in your bedroom. Upon walking downstairs, your mom informs you that Professor Sycamore is waiting for you in the Lumio station. Before flying there, though, Shauna is waiting outside of your house, and she offers a starter Pokemon in return for any Pokemon that you caught along the way. If you chose Chespin, you'll get Froakie, Fennekin, and you'll get Chespin, and Froakie will get Fennekin. Additionally, each starter comes with its own nickname and a predetermined nature. There's more things to do
What
in
are
the
you?
Luminous City besides heading straight for the station. Restaurant
Uh-huh.
Luau and the Battle Institute have opened up for you to test your battling
Onne.
skills. You can get the Poke
What
Radar
what?
from scientists on the second floor of the Pokemon Lab. And in Cafe Solio, Diantha will trade you a modest Golf Spoken and Gardevoir for any Pokemon that you like. Once inside the Lumiro station, Singa and Dexio will enable the show break moves. And Professor Sycamore will give you the team points, which can take you to Imperial City. Despite the fact
Her.
that the city is not isolated from the rest of the region, it still has a lot going on. Only before the station will ask a question about Swirlix or Squirtle
Ah,
in Pokemon Y, and if you answer correctly, you'll receive a Max Revive. A man outside the station will hand you the process recorder, And inside the Pokemon Center, an ace trainer will determine one of your Pokemon's overall potential, as well as the stat that it excels in, and the stat that it does not excel in. Northwest of the Pokemon Center, another base trainer will describe three battling scenarios involving a Pokemon with telepathy ability. After listening to them, you can take it on in a fight in which you'll use a V-shaped Bronzong and Electros, all possessing the Levitate. Above this house, you can receive the TN for Skydraw, and if you happen to have a Kyurem in your party, then this lady will give you the DNA splicers. There's also the Friend Safari, where you can capture Pokemon that you normally can't find in the wild, like Starters, for example, and the Battle Mason. This building acts as Pokemon X and Y's battle frontier, as you can participate in 104 different battle modes. The goal is to defeat various trainers consecutively, and after being victorious 20 and 50 times, you can challenge one of the battle Chatelaines. At the northernmost point of Killoo City, you can speak with this artist, and if you're wearing a colorful outfit as the male character, or a feminine outfit as the female character, then she'll give you either a visual spring hat or a Sunday dress. Unfortunately, I still had the default clothes on. Yeah, sorry I wasn't fashionable enough for you. Anyways, the ride is also
Teka lang.
now, in order to activate this fight, you must participate in the battle race at least once. Luckily, you can just win the first battle and then
Hey, my pity is 200.
slash
Oh.
power adds a fulfillment
Ew.
not too difficult.
Brad.
Sycamore is once again looking for you,
Nah.
this time by the install sundial. It turns out that he has a theory about megastones and mega evolution, which he tells you about. Afterwards, he instructs you to touch the sundial, which causes your mega ring to be upgraded. Now, for 1 hour a day, starting at 8 p.m., your Mega Ring will react to various Megastones that are buried nearby when you're in those specific areas. By defeating your rival and speaking with Professor Sycamore in Anastar City, you can now begin the main side quest of the post game by heading back to Lumio City. As soon as you arrive, you will receive an anonymous hologram saying that you need to meet him at the Looking Below. If you couldn't tell by the name of the building, the anonymous person is Wilbur, the detective from Pokemon Platinum who works for the International Police. Apparently, there's still trouble happening around the city, so Wilbur wants to hire you as his assistant. Once you accept the job, Chapter 1 kicks off, with the Wilbur wanting to test your detective skills. So, he sends you around the city to search for 5 liquor tickets. The first one is by the dressing room in one of the Pokemon centers. The second ticket is on the first floor of the Prism Tower.
Ni.
The third one
Oh, ew. Ew.
the lobby of
Ew. Ew. It's looking at me. Ew, gross. That Squidward. It's ugly. Ugly, 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 ugly.
the back alleys on South Boulevard. Once you reach the
Ugly,
alleyway,
ugly, 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 ugla, agala, ugly, ugala, ugala, ugly.
Number 6, that she's an orphan and that she lives in this back alley. After learning of this information, Peter invites her to live in a living below
Okay,
and will
one.
take her assistant.
Green
If
light,
he doesn't like the proposition,
red light,
to another alley.
red light,
On the
green
next
light.
given a few options to
Okay, one.
with
Okay, one.
lanes, as any of the other choices.
No, it's level 1. I don't want to be a noob.
Reuniting Emma and
Ew!
to work as
Wait,
an assistant
that's
for Wilbur.
Red light, green light, red light.
Fox and simple, no matter what you have to say. Indeed, to those in need. Chapter 3 begins with Wilbur worrying about social buildings speaking in a foreign language. For whatever reason, Wilbur thinks that
My way!
so you and me runs off the pine drum.
No,
After
I'm
that,
not.
Emma and Dean get to know, and it turns out that Emma can speak the same language as the lady. Esper utilizes its psychic powers to let you in on a conversation, and you learn that the lady had her Pokemon stolen by some sort of gang in the Buffalo station. Ripper comes to have
Please
that
trade
Ripper
me.
eventually
Trade
demands.
me
So he
something
heads off to
good.
the station,
No,
and hoping
no,
doesn't always go well.
no, no,
First
no.
conversation fails. You step in to
You
take
know,
over.
Let's go see.
Turns out that Pokemon also begins to be a part of your game before moving into the world of the world.
oh, I will you.
You start dealing on smart, and the worker tells them that they can come by and visit at any time. Chapter 3 ends with Emma revealing that she's been stressed out about Weapon's financial situation. It's off to look for a part-time job. Not Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire seem to have everything going their way. They are one of the more favorite remakes, and they contain a great post game that could possibly rival the likes of Pokemon Black 2 and White 2's and Heart Gold and Soul Silver's post game. So, just like I've in 7 other videos here on the channel, I'll be playing through the post game of these Gen 3 remakes in order to see what it has to offer and how it stacks up against the other post games. By the way, I'll be using the same game file that I used in my using illegal Pokemon to become the champion video, so be sure to check it out once you're done here. Anyways, without further ado, it's time to actually play through the post game of Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. After defeating Steven and being entered into the Hall of Fame, you meet back up with Mayor Brendan on Route 1 and 3,
Oh,
over the money you
Brandon.
has granted them. Their
Brandon.
team remains the same from the last fight you had with them, aside from them adding the Raichu. You and May then look up to see some of the stars, before listening in on a conversation between Mom and Norman. Apparently, Norman has tickets to see the upcoming meteor shower at Moss Deep City, but since he has to be at the Petalburg gym that day, they wonder who to give their tickets to. Once the conversation concludes, the Delta episode begins. Upon booting up again, scientists are inside of the Moss Deep Space Center as a meteoroid has suddenly changed paths and is heading directly
Oh,
towards the home region. The
okay na
meteoroid is projected
Ah, hindi. Legendary lang yan. Huwag na.
just off of the
Huwag na, huwag na, huwag na. Yan, tiga, bala ka. Okay. Go.
same area on top of the sky pillar as a team animal takes off their uniform for putting
Bakit?
inside your house. Owner hands you the tickets for the meteor shower and suggests that you should take your rival with you. Waiting outside your front door is the girl that was just on top of the sky pillar. She introduces herself as Zinnia, and she is followed around by her listener, who is
What are you?
Monster. Once she leaves, you
Dad.
find out
I'm
that
here.
Zinnia
Ala!
is
No!
through your rival's bedroom window and the so
Why?
creepy if you Anyways, if you
Napajoin ako sa
enter the
madami.
inmates of your house again,
Huh?
Ba't
you
napajoin ako sa
also
madami?
witness how
Dad?
I joined someone
replaced by
else.
a shroomish, which can't even be found on this route. But by opening
Why?
that,
Why?
because I messed with the
Why?
at the start of the game, I guess that also screwed up the starters. So instead, I chose between a Charmander, Oddish, and a Sea Dog. Over in Petalburg City, you either Adam Courtney or Matt be attempting to steal Wally's Keystone.
Dad.
Just then, you step in the way in order to defeat the admin in a battle. After the fight, Wally reveals that his keystone has even just then,
Kami
Steven
kasama
calls
tayo.
you using a secret feature on the Pokemon Plus. He claims that he wants to go to the
What's
secret
what
Plus
name?
Red City.
Someone
It
joined
turns out that
us.
Mr. Stone is planning on combining infinite energy, which he learned about from the Great War that took place 3,000 years ago,
I know.
with one of the Devil
Say,
Corporation's
say,
rockets in
say.
order to destroy the meteoroid. However, Mr. Stone assigns you to collect a meteorite shard from Brandon Cave so that he can carry out this
Wala
mission.
kang pang ad.
Upon arriving in the same room where you first met Stephen,
Guys,
Zinnia
Wala
informs
pa
you
naman
that
sa'yo.
the challenges in here were all created by her ancestors. She then challenges you to a battle, and after knocking out her three dragons, she gives you a meteorite shard. After she leaves, Stephen once again calls you and tells you to get over to the Mossy Space Center as quickly as possible. Here, Professor Cosmo explains his plan to destroy the meteor, but Zinnia suddenly steps in and claims that he will only repeat mistakes that have been made in the past. Despite that, Professor Cosmo continues on with his explanation as Zinnia leaves, and he directs you and Stephen to Meteor Falls to retrieve a meteorite shard. By entering one of the deepest rooms in Meteor Falls, you'll see Stephen talking to an elderly woman who is a descendant of the ancient
what I
Egyptians.
did.
She talks about the war people,
Fish.
whose job
Dito
is to
na.
spread the rich and the
Dito.
Gaza whenever the world is in danger. She
What I
then
know.
reveals that Zinnia is this generation's war keeper, proving that Zinnia does want to stop the meteor, but that she is doing so in a different way. Stephen is conflicted by all this information, so he makes his way back to the Denver Corporation. As you try to enter, a scientist comes running out, and he is being chased by three Team Magma or Aqua grunts. You must defeat them consecutively, only to learn that they have stolen the control device for the and that they are on their way to the Moscow Space Center. For winning a horde battle, you can make your way to the second floor of the Space Center, where you participate in a double battle with Steven against one of the admirals and a fellow grunt. All of a sudden, Aster appears and snatches away the control device before Zinnia states that using it could harm a parallel world. This is where you learn that there is another universe where mega evolution was never discovered. After the history lesson, Zinnia crushes the device before stealing the Admiral's keystone and claiming that she only needs one more from the Team Magma or Aqua hideout. By defeating a gauntlet of grunts in the hideout, you'll reach the boss's room, where Zinnia has already beaten either Max or Ulchi and taken their
Kasi,
kingdom. She now knows everything she needs to summon
My
the
way.
monster, so she makes her way to the
look.
sky pillar. You'll then receive light or sulfidonite, so it is useful to my
My way. My way.
Okay.
Stephen calls you once again, as he wants to meet you back at the space center. He informs you that only
But
the
that's not me.
can move the signal on the entrance to the sky pillar, but luckily
But
Wallace is a warkeeper, so you must track him down and stop him the city. After doing so, he'll challenge you to a battle on Route 131 to test your skills. He basically just uses his champions from Pokemon Emerald, so if you have an electric grass type, then you'll have no issues. On the way up the rundown tower, Zinnia will explain the history of the dragons, how it was more energy and mega evolution, blah blah blah. Let's get to the fun stuff. At the top, Zinnia literally knocks you out, but you wake up to her summoning Rayquaza. However, Rayquaza doesn't have enough power in its meteorites, so it's unable to mega evolve. Just then, your meteorite begins to glow in your bag, so Rayquaza challenges you to a battle. After catching it, similar teaches Rayquaza Dragon Ascent before taking you on in one last fight. She now owns a Udra and Villager, along with her Tyrantron, Altaria, and Salamence from before. But if you just spam Dragon Pulse with Rayquaza, then you'll be fine. Upon her defeat, you put on either the Magma or Aqua suit and head to space on the back of Rayquaza in order to destroy the meteor ring. It turns out, though, that there was a living being in the meteor which caused it to change patterns. This ends up being Deoxys, who you can either catch or defeat. Once you return to Sky Core, ask for him to a goodbye letter from Zinnia, and then there was Button, right, which tie up all of the loose ends, and mark the end to the Delta episode. Back home in Middle Town, your dad gives you the SS ticket, so you can now ride the SS title between the Slateport City, the Eurocode City, and the Battle Control. Additionally, your mom will hand you the Latvia site in American or the Lidio site in Alpha Sapphire. Once you leave your house, Professor Birch will once again be in trouble on Route 101. This time, a mature is chasing him for whatever reason. As a matter of fact, it's one of the moving it shows because it has a box in its hands. Oh, I can have some valuable stuff in there. Why do you still have it? Well, anyways, it'd be a good selection of the Nokia starters this time around. But then again, my starters were all messed up. From there, you can go to the SS title, where you can see a nice little reunion. Apparently, Mr. Briney and Drake have known each other for a long time and are very good friends. Mr. Briney is also now the captain of the SS title, which is cool to see, as he's come a long way since his small boat on Job 102. Other than that, there's just some trainers in the battle before arriving at the battle resort. The battle resort is filled with various different content and events. First up, you'll see Wally once again, who awkwardly barges his way through either Archie or Maxie. He apologizes, and then you'll receive either the camera upgrade or Sharpie, whichever one you didn't get before. A random collector will then notice the quality and hand you the versus report. Inside of the Pokemon Center, you have your Pokemon's potential judged by the space trainer. Similar to that guy in Killing City from Pokemon
Okay.
you can then speak with this triathlete by the ocean, and if you also talk to the Hexamaniac back near Route 111, then you can now obtain both the Acro and the Mach at once. Moving on, the famous detective Looker will be washed up further down the beach. After trying to figure out what happened to him, a lady will step in and take him back to her house. On the other side of the beach, there are various food tutors, a custodian who just has random items lying around in his house, and a couple of resort masters. Each of these trainers specialize in a certain typing, and it is up to you if you want to take them on in a battle. On the second level of the battle resort, there's the battle mason, a lady who will give you a point of better each day, and a looker who will give you the auto. There's also a house where it seems that a Team Magma and Aqua Grunt are looking to get together. When you first step inside, they are a bit embarrassed, but then other grunts come in and reassure them that Team Magma and Aqua aren't rivals anymore, and that they have nothing to be ashamed of. The top level of the battle resort features arguably Anchor's biggest missed opportunities, as the battle frontier is under construction and will never be completed. So instead, the only thing to do up here is watch these listeners perform a dance and guess which one has the big mushroom. If you guess correctly, then you get to keep the big mushroom. Anyways, time for some rematches. First, you can now head back to Fortune City and take on Rune once again, whose Flygon is now level 83. Then you can rematch the Elite Four and Champion. I see a lot of people ask why I don't do this in every post game video, but I'm doing it in this one, so hopefully that makes you guys happy. However, because I now own a level 70 Rayquaza and a level 80 Deoxys, it wasn't too difficult. So, for the final time, you wake up in your bedroom.
Hi guys, ayun how much
Only
content
a couple
medyo?
of things
Tama,
left to do. Professor Birch
where the
said,
heck are
"Students
you?
might want to watch
Goodbye! Okay, one last one,
and
last
it's a
one.
bone life. Apparently, he thought she was a Pokemon. I don't really know anymore. But you do get to select one of the Sinnoh starters, which is pretty cool. And the last thing you can do, to my knowledge, is soar around on either Latias or Latios and hunt down the different legendaries in the various Mirage locations. For me, I was able to find Cobalion in the Pathless Plain. Now, I believe that you can only find one of these locations per day, and because I don't want to spend 3 weeks catching every single legendary, I'm going to go ahead and call it here. But definitely correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section below. And with that, we have done just about all there is to do in the post game of Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. I can definitely see why this post game is a fan favorite, as it is very action packed. From the Delta episode to the Battle Resort, there's plenty of things for you to do after becoming the champion. I also enjoyed learning about the lore behind Poland and Mega Evolutions. I had a ton of fun making this video, and I hope you guys enjoyed it just as much. For now, though, have a great rest of your day, and until next time, this is. Whenever I watch someone do a Pokemon Black or White 2 muzzle they almost always win it after defeating the champion, considering that they make it there in the first place. However, it has come to my attention that Pokemon Black and White 2 have a lot to offer in the post game. I gotta admit, I'm also a victim of not seeing what there is to do after becoming a champion, but today, that changes. I'll be playing through the first game of Pokemon Black 2 and seeing what it has in store. For this video, I'll be using the same boost that I used for the beating Pokemon Black 2 the MANRAY video, so be sure to check that video out once you're done here. Also, if you enjoy Pokemon content, consider subscribing, as well you can see the numbers. Come on, I know we can do better than that. Anyways, without further ado, let's hop into the post game of Pokemon Black 2. Our reign as champion begins in our Jerry house by receiving the National Dex upgrade from Cedric Universe. He recognizes his sister and thank us for saving her Pokemon, which has now become a lifer. And Hugh also mentions that a Zoroark has been spotted in Victory Road, but we'll get to that later. For now, we headed over to
I
Rocky
wanna see, whoa,
to
whoa, whoa,
Vegas
whoa, 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 whoa. I wanna live, even survival is free. Yeah.
that is easy from General Glad in Cellular City. This easy is pretty neat, as it has its healing ability, meaning that whatever you evolve it into
Otaro.
will also have its healing ability. Alright, let's start the first big side quest in the post game, which is catching Zero. By following the Zoroark from Victory Road, you can travel to Emmy's castle, where I threw my entire team at his level 70 Zekrom before finally taking it down. We both made our way east from Ocean City to fight the Shadow Side in Isra City and then climb up the Dragon Spiral Tower to obtain Zekrom itself. The last step was to head back to the Diamond Cavern, where Hero was waiting to be caught. After doing so, we got the end series, though we can now use the Zekrom and Hero. Now that we have some legendary in our possession, I decided to explore the southeastern part of the Utah. Before I could even get off the sky of Briscoe, I was sent on a goose chase by the train, as I had been given a fresh water on every bridge in the region. It wasn't too bad, especially since there's a guy towards the middle of the Sky Arrow Bridge that literally sells fresh water, but it probably wasn't worth the 12 Nunu notes that I was rewarded. Next, we had a random encounter in the Finwood Forest with Sharon and Gorm of all people. We just blabbered on about some things before Sharon gave me the upgrade for the Porygon that I totally had. Anyways, in Maxim City, Lenora gave us the choice of choosing the cover or plume fossil, and I went with the cover fossil, by the way. Before we made the trek to Striaton City, where I teamed up with Press to take down Silent and Chiri in the weather battle. You can do this battle once a day, and you can choose whichever one of the three you want to be paired up with, which is pretty cool. I then caught our first non-Gen 5 legendary in Lagos, who was flying around the graveyard before going down to Benetown, where I got the Super Rod from Cedric Universe. I think it's really weird that you get this item at this late in the game, but whatever. I'm sure my Lord Crash and Wake could put it to good use, as he was standing on Route 18. After speaking to him, he headed off to Driftdale City for the Pokemon World Tournament. Before leaving this area, I boarded the Plasma Frigate where Chorus was waiting for a rematch. But Ian Chow wasn't having any of it. Okay, did you guys know that the Toy Tunnel was a location in these games? Because I have never heard of this place. It lies north of Driftwood City, and it's really cool as you can travel to different sections by riding mine carts. The whole purpose of this place is to reach the underground ruins where you encounter Reggie Rock, Reggie Steel, and Red Ice, but I think you need a copy of Pokemon White as well in order to catch all three. This means that we won't be able to get Regigigas in Twisted Mountain either, so that kind of sucks. Our next legendary capture was Cresselia on the Marvelous Good, right before we entered the Black City. Of course, if you're playing Pokemon White Team, you'll be in the right forest. I know we could take on the Black Tower right now,
Oh,
but the levels in there are pretty high, so we'll hold off on that for a bit. Instead, I traveled back to the Universal Mountain, where I quickly obtained Heatran. Our legendary capture spree continued by activating a cutscene which awaits Guardians against Professor Juniper on Route 20. After they flew away from the Cave of Being, I tracked down Azoth on Route 23, Vesper on top of the Celestial Tower, and Uxie in front of the Nacron City Museum. At this point, there was still a few more fights that I didn't get around to battling. Starting with Hugh, I defeated his team in Mandela Town, and once again in Driftwell City. I then went to the Game Freak building where I challenged Morimoto and Ishino. Yeah, I probably butchered those names, so I apologize. Both of their teams were in the mid 70s, resulting in two challenging victories. Last up on the list was Cynthia, who was waiting in her villa in Undella Town. Her team featured more Pokemon in the mid 70s, but the battle honestly wasn't as hard as I thought it was going to be. Alright, so the last thing on our list is to conquer the Black Tower in Black City. Basically, there are 10 different areas, and you can only travel to each area after you've defeated the boss trainer in the previous area. In order to find the boss trainer, you must defeat the gate trainer as they will open up the gate to where the boss trainer is. However, the gate trainer can be pretty difficult to find, which is why other trainers are scattered around, and by beating them, you receive hints as to where the gate trainer is located. The big twist
sorry.
is that you can't heal
Alright.
while you're in an area. The only access to healing is through a one-time boost doctor that is in a random spot in each area. So you have to be very strategic with it, as you don't want to battle too many trainers, but you need to battle enough to the point where you can reach the big trainer. And I know this sounded confusing, but it does make for a pretty fun challenge. Anyways, after a long grind up the tower, we reached the boss trainer of Area 10, who was the one and only Jenga. His team consisted of a Latios, Garchomp, and a Volcarona, who were all at level 3. In the end, I barely squeaked by their team. As a token for our hard efforts, I met up with Benga back in Prophecy Town, where he gave us a shiny gibble. Gotta admit, that's a pretty sweet reward. So there you have it. Other than rematching the Elite Four, battling some trainers that we
Oh,
didn't have access to, catching some local that we couldn't even encounter, We have done all that there is to do in the post game of Pokemon Black and White 2. I know I didn't complete the PWT or the Pokédex, but those are two other journeys in themselves. I know Pokemon games are nowhere close to being extremely difficult, but if you're ever looking for a challenge, be sure to continue playing through a post. Let's be honest, Pokemon games are typically not known for their post game, unless you're talking about Johto. However, Pokemon Black and White have many cool features to offer once you defeat Genesis, including the whole eastern side of Unova, an adventurous side quest with a familiar character, and strong opponents to challenge. By the way, I'm using the same game file as the one in the playing Pokemon as SpongeBob video, so be sure to give it a look after checking out this video. Anyways, without further ado, it's time to actually play through the post game of Pokemon Black and White. Our game as the hero began in our bedroom of all places. As we went downstairs, it appeared for a moment that we had two moms. Turns out one was just a looker wearing a disguise. I seriously had no clue that he was in this game, but that's pretty cool. Anyways, he stated that the seven stages of the plasma are still out and about, and that he needs our help to track them down. Before leaving, though, he handed us the super rod, and then we met up with Sharon and Bianca, who talked about the routes east of Mombasa City. Cedric Juniper then upgraded our Pokedex, and I also got a few TMs from Professor Juniper before finally leaving our hometown. The first stop on our long list of things to do was the Relic Castle. Professor Juniper was randomly checking out the area as she gave
Oh my god!
good
Oh my god!
attention.
Oh my god!
It's kind of unfortunate that
Oh
Jacob
my god!
to the school until the Inter is and ran into a plasma run.
What name?
We got MANRAY! Oh my god!
He was just trying to
Yeah.
that Ryo
Wait, what?
first
Wait,
the seven sages.
It's B.
yeah.
Wait for the
He was
B.
for Tom
Dad.
Kasi, ganun nga. Okay, let's level up my MANRAY. Add all.
Level up my
Para
ray.
pro siya. Okay.
Me?
Uh-uh. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Make sure to like, share, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you guys later. We got MANRAY. Bye-bye!
B.
Ay, hindi ko bibigyan.